fresh and pretty, like lemon fresh Clorox. Every lemon smells so fresh and pretty. Lemon fresh Clorox bleach.
Dieters' needs are different, so ACUTRIM developed 3 different formulas.
I need all the help I can get.
ACUTRIM Maximum Strength.
I snack after 3 p.m.
Late Day Strength.
I'm hungry from morning till night.
16-hour. ACUTRIM. One is made for you.
They have come to Earth to live among us, but one organization wants them eliminated.
If we don't have complete victory over the aliens, we will face the end of our race.
The time has come for the ultimate conflict.
They are not going to silence us with terror.
Alien Nation, Monday night on Fox.
Citibank has an 800 number for the hearing impaired, so they can call us on special teletype phones. I read what happened and typed back that I'd cancel her old Citibank Visa and send her a new one right away.
Not just Visa, Citibank Visa.
Has a cold and I have a cold. Why am I the only one suffering tonight? Why? She took something her mother always gave her, VICKS NyQuil. I took something my mama always gave me. She's not sniffling, sneezing, coughing. Why am I? She's feeling so much better. Maybe I should start listening to her mother. What am I saying? Oh.
VICKS NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine.
Not long ago, Toyota and Honda were the last word in the world of sporty imports. But that was just the calm before the storm. Introducing the all-new Storm GSI, the 16-valve performance force from Geo.
Getting to know you.
See your Chevrolet Geo dealer and get to know Geo Storm.
Mama keeps red, red like a wagon. Mama keeps green, green like a dragon. Mama keeps white, bright like a wish come true. Mama's got the magic of Clorox too.
Clorox 2 Color Safe Bleach helps clothes look newer longer. Cleaners and brighteners keep colors and whites clean, bright, and pretty.
Mama keeps me looking like I'm brand new. Mama's got the magic of Clorox too.
Powder and liquid.
Tonight,
Audited.
Peg gets Al into tax trouble.
I'm looking at 20 years, Steve.
But if Al packs off to prison,
I don't know about you, Kel, but I'm thinking party.
how will the family survive?
Let's say I give that some thought while I'm making my marriage vows in a prison chapel to a guy named Rock.
Married with Children, coming up next.
Keep that shower fresh feeling with new, even wider Band Solid. Now Band glides on extra wide for even wider coverage. New Band Solid, now wider than ever. Ooh, keep that shower fresh feeling all day.
Mommy, I can't breathe good.
Why is this child waking up in the middle of the night, sniffling and sneezing, coughing instead of sleeping? Why? When there's Children's NyQuil. Children's NyQuil was developed with the advice of pediatricians. It has no alcohol, no aspirin, and it gives him the relief he needs to rest. Children's NyQuil, the no alcohol, no aspirin, nighttime sniffling, sneezing, stuffy head coughing, so your child can rest medicine.
Mr. McDonald, when the public buys the Colonel's chicken sandwich, they get his secret blend of 11 herbs and spices. What do they get at McDonald's?
Toys! Lots of toys! Taste our best at Kentucky Fried Chicken for only $1.99.
There's nothing complicated about finding a part-time job to help pay for college when you know where to look. Think about it. Then think about us.
I smashed open my little boy's piggy bank, and for what? Not even enough to buy one beer. Let me count and make sure.
An all-new Simpsons tonight.
Out of every 10 people who tried Benylin cough syrup with its unique cough suppressant, 9 say they'll use it again. Is your cough syrup this effective? Try Benylin.
From Touchstone Pictures and the Samuel Goldwyn Company. She's a teenager caught between two different worlds.
I wish I didn't have to go back.
Forced to choose between her father's wealth.
We want you to come and live with us.
I couldn't leave, Mom.
And her mother's love.
You don't know how wonderful she is.
It's the powerful story of a daughter's struggle.
Daddy!
And a mother's sacrifice.
I want her happy. You don't want me to leave.
Bette Midler, Trini Alvarado.
I love you. Love you, Mom.
Stella, rated PG-13. Starts Friday, February 2nd at a theater near you.
Think about this. The Surgeon General recommends 7 guidelines for nutritious eating, and one leading cereal meets all 7. This one, whole wheat total. So, what the Surgeon General recommends, Total delivers.
Contact first made news in 1961. In 1976, the news was 2 Sudafed. Today, there's new Co-Advil. Co-Advil has what no other cold product has. The pain reliever in Advil plus a proven decongestant. A combination never available before in just one tablet. Co-Advil is so effective it can relieve nasal congestion, sinus pressure, and the aches and pains of your cold, all without drowsiness. Read label before using. New Co-Advil. Advanced formula for cold and sinus relief.
There's a peeping Tom in the neighborhood, but he hasn't peeped Peg.
Am I losing my looks?
Yes. Married with Children, tonight on Fox.
The best action-packed family event returns to Met Center February 2nd through the 4th. It's the world's toughest rodeo, an experience you'll never forget. Fox 29 Kids Club, Black's Photography, and Diamond T Ranch want you to win a pony like one of these and your own saddle. If you're 12 years old or younger, register at your nearest Black's Photography store. Be sure to get Mom's permission first. Bring your camera to the rodeo and visit Black's Pony Photo Booth. Free pony rides for all kids at the world's toughest rodeo. Coming to Met Center February 2nd through the 4th. It's the best rodeo you'll ever see.
On nights like these,
Dr. Julie feels very hot.
there's something you can rely on to bring her fever down fast.
Oh, children's Tylenol.
And on mornings like these, you'll see why children's Tylenol is the one most pediatricians give their own children. Now here's a cold medicine with the name you trust. New children's Tylenol, cold. Great grape flavor and all the relief he needs. New children's Tylenol, cold.
Put a little love in your heart.
For a taste your love with all your heart, close your eyes and taste this. Introducing Promise Extra Light Spread. With half the saturated fat, salt, and calories of regular margarine. Without cholesterol, without sacrificing taste. So enjoy it with a passion.
Put a little love in your heart.
New Promise Extra Light.
This Monday, there is one addiction that has nothing to do with drugs.
Making a few extra bucks on a football game. You lose, this guy's really gonna hurt you.
It can happen to anyone, even a cop.
I think you have a problem.
21 Jump Street. Then, on Alien Nation, he's a cop working a murder case. But is his partner protecting the killer? Alien Nation, right after 21 Jump Street, Monday.
Uncle Lou, what do you think of that new Diet Pepsi? What, are you nuts? I love this new Diet Pepsi so much better than Diet Coke that I would rather you drop the bowling ball on my tongue than I don't have my Diet Pepsi. I'd rather have a rash that I can't reach. I'd rather my mother-in-law come back to life. Ooh, I would rather eat lint than not have my Diet Pepsi. You understand? Yeah, you love the new Diet Pepsi. What?
New Diet Pepsi with 100% NutraSweet, the taste that beats Diet Coke.
Another wall goes down. Bon Jovi, Motley Crue, Skid Row, and friends come together on Russian soil for the Moscow Music Peace Festival. A 2-hour concert from Lenin Stadium with special behind-the-scenes footage.
Just to show people all over the world that Russians can enjoy our music, we can enjoy theirs.
The Moscow Music Peace Festival.
Sponsored in part by 104 FM, the Twin Cities Album Rock.
I love
Toyota Tercel, I knew it was affordable. But until I started driving it, I didn't realize how affordable. Did you know that the average cost of mechanical maintenance on the Tercel is less than 25 cents a day? It costs more to park it than it does to drive it. I love what you do for me, Toyota.
Crunch and Munch is love at first bite. You're gonna love it with all your might.
Crunch and Munch, popcorn and peanuts with a rich, buttery toffee. Now in fun-size kids packs.
Crunch and Munch is love at first bite.
America's going wild over television's funniest new family, The Simpsons.
Our dad says your dad is incompetent. What does incompetent mean? He spends more time yakking and scarfing down donuts than doing his job. Okay, I thought you were putting him down.
The Simpsons, in an all-new episode tonight on Fox.
See those zany Mario Brothers come to life at Icecapades 50th Anniversary Show, January 24th through the 28th at Met Center. Kids, enter the Fox 29 Kids Club Holiday Plus Store's Super Mario Brothers contest. You could meet the Super Mario Brothers at Icecapades, plus be eligible to win Nintendo game packages. Register at local Holiday Plus stores. Winners announced during the Super Mario Brothers Show, 4 p.m. weekdays here on Fox 29 KITN TV. So stay tuned and don't miss the Super Mario Brothers at Icecapades.
For 10 points, what are you eating?
Kraft macaroni and cheese.
It's Kraft cheese and macaroni.
Hey, sorry. Judges' decisions are final.
Kraft cheese and macaroni, the cheesiest.
In the beginning, there was man and there was woman.
Want some apple juice?
Equal in all ways but one. Boys get wet up front, girls get wet in the middle. That's why we created Luvs Deluxe for girls and Luvs Deluxe for boys. Both have Luvs' exclusive leak guard zone, placed up front for boys, in the middle for girls. Made like no other diaper to help stop leaking. Luvs Deluxe for girls and for boys. Nothing's better on leaks.
It is estimated that more than 20 million people will come down with colds this year.
It's time for a powerful weapon.
More than 10 million workdays will be lost.
It's time for a powerful weapon.
More than 20 million school days lost.
It's time for Benadryl Plus cold formula with the strength of Benadryl plus a maximum strength nasal decongestant plus a maximum strength fever and pain reliever. Fight back with Benadryl Plus cold formula. A powerful weapon in the Cold War.
This is it, honey. I'm leaving you. I don't care how cool you think you are, how many generations you say adore you. You just don't excite me anymore. And don't give me that sweet routine. It's just not my style. I've discovered a real pop star.
Discover the 1-calorie real cola taste worth leaving Pepsi for.
Goodbye, Pepsi. Diet Coke, let's rock and roll.
Ow! Diet Coke!
Some find it hard to believe, but ounce for ounce, Luscious Philly cream cheese has only half the calories of butter or margarine. But it does make Philly easier to swallow. Butter your bread with Philly instead.
To date, viewer tips to America's Most Wanted have resulted in the capture and arrest of 91 fugitives. Still at large, Norma Mae Baker, convicted of hiring a hitman to kill her ex-husband. She escaped from a Michigan jail in 1981. Get the clues to help find her on America's Most Wanted, next.
A hit. He shows that mercury poisoning in our lakes is a much bigger problem than previously thought.
A Minneapolis teenager fights back against a thief and wins. You'll get details.
And this could be the last stop for this popular model railroad in Bandana Square.
Also tonight, the FBI is questioning a man in the kidnapping of Jacob Wetterling. We'll have details on that, plus the opening of the Winter Carnival.
We'll have all that and much more right here on Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock.
News Channel 5. Now, live, this is Eyewitness News.
Angling for that beautiful trophy fish. It's one of our most popular pastimes here in Minnesota, but now the fish from even our most pristine lakes are contaminated with mercury. Good evening, thank you for joining us. A study just released shows levels of mercury contamination are rising alarmingly fast.
so fast that fish in some Minnesota lakes won't be safe to eat at all in just a few years.
Now, this new study is the most extensive ever done on mercury and its hazards. Mark Sapelsa says what's troubling to the experts is they think they know where the mercury is coming from, but they don't know how to stop it.
You might say the only fish safe from mercury contamination are those swimming under a roof. That's because this study determined without question air pollution, rather than other suspected causes, is the reason for growing mercury levels in our state lakes. Mercury can cause serious ailments in humans. Minnesota Pollution Control says the 2 to 5% annual mercury increase doesn't sound like that much, but it is.
Percentages can be somewhat deceiving. 5% over 10 years is a 50% increase.
Some of the potential mercury contaminants that this new study points out can be found right on your own property. For example, latex paint on houses contain mercury additives that go right up into the atmosphere and come right back down with rain and snow. It also says coal-burning power plants and garbage incinerators are possible causes. And though the pollution control study focuses on northeastern Minnesota lakes, the agency tells me the new downtown Minneapolis incinerator could be a potential polluter. How much won't be known for 2 weeks when the first major air emission test is complete. But what troubles the agency is that the biggest polluters may be out of state. Consider that since 1970, Minnesota rivers have seen a 60% decline in mercury because direct sources were found and eliminated. Pollution control suggests a national effort may be needed to clean up some Minnesota lakes where there's already restrictions on eating the fish.
Or lakes that now have 1 meal per week advisories in 10 years may be going to 1 meal per month, and lakes that are 1 meal per month may go to do not eat.
I'm Mark Sapelsa, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
We gathered some information on just how popular and important fishing is in Minnesota. Right now, more than 750,000 Minnesotans have a fishing license. Sports fishers catch about 30 million pounds of fish each year. Fishing's also big business here. Right now, 106 commercial fishing operations are licensed in Minnesota.
The task force looking into the kidnapping of Jacob Wetterling is questioning a man who was arrested today. 42-year-old Dwayne Hart was picked up by authorities in Kandiyohi County and charged with assaulting 2 young boys. Officials will only say the Wetterling task force assisted in the arrest and is questioning the man. They are not saying Hart is a suspect in the Jacob Wetterling kidnapping. We'll keep you updated on this story tonight. Gannon's restaurant in St. Paul will remain closed at least another week. Today, health inspectors went back to check on alleged violations of the city health code. As we first told you on Monday, the city says it found mouse droppings in the basement and discovered the water in the dishwasher wasn't hot enough to sterilize the dishes at the restaurant.
They've cleaned up a lot. They've, like I say, it's hard even to measure the amount of work because they have done a lot of cleaning, and there still are some problems.
During an administrative hearing this afternoon, Gannon's asked for another week to fix all of the problems before a decision is made whether they can reopen. The restaurant maintains the public was never at risk.
More trouble tonight for Minnesota Congressman Arlen Stangeland. Authorities say records concerning government-paid phone calls by Stangeland may have been stolen. Spokesman for the congressman says his office is trying to track down copies of the telephone records. Those documents reportedly contain information about some 300 controversial calls Stangeland made last year at a cost of more than $700 to taxpayers. DFLer Mark Dayton plans to run for state auditor in the coming election, and this time he is promising a low-key campaign. Back in 1982, Dayton set a state record, spending $7 million in an unsuccessful bid for a U.S. Senate seat. Dayton plans to officially announce his auditor campaign on February 5th. Republican auditor Arnie Carlson is stepping down to run for governor.
The news is getting worse for Vikings defensive tackle Keith Millard. It's possible Millard's drunken driving arrests could keep him off the field. A judge in Washington State says the DWI case against Millard there could be resurrected in light of his arrest Monday morning in Bloomington for DWI. If Millard is convicted, he could be sentenced to a jail term.
And there's an update tonight on a South Minneapolis shooting spree over the weekend. You'll remember a man opened fire with a shotgun outside a party here in South Minneapolis. 5 people were injured in the shooting. Well, today, 19-year-old Stanley Knox was charged with 5 counts of second-degree assault in those shootings. Knox is in custody tonight in the Hennepin County Jail. An 18-year-old parking lot attendant's knowledge of guns helped him thwart a robbery in Minneapolis earlier this week. Jackie Renner reports now on one young man who fought back against crime, and he won.
Comes at $250.
18-year-old Chad Litherland has worked at this city-owned parking lot on the University of Minnesota campus for 8 months. Litherland is a high school student who happens to know quite a bit about guns, thanks to a grandfather who's a collector. That knowledge of guns came in awfully handy Monday afternoon when a man approached Chad, said he had a gun, and demanded money.
And I looked at his hand, and it was stuck. His wrist was pointed upward, and I thought there's no way that you can carry a heavy caliber, gun upside down like this and not see some kind of a protruding, barrel.
So instead of handing over the money, Chad took a chance and grabbed the mace.
And maced him in the face, and he kind of fell back and kind of wiped his eyes, and it didn't bring him down. So I grabbed him and stuck his head and smashed his head in this window once, and he was still up. The second time I smashed his head, and the window's been replaced because I broke it. And he fell on the ground, and I put my foot on his back of his neck and started calling the police.
The man Chad held for police today was charged with aggravated robbery. 36-year-old Ivan Pacheco already has a record for credit card fraud.
I always wondered what would happen if he did have a gun. I'd probably be dead. So sometimes I feel pretty good about what I did, and sometimes I feel pretty stupid.
The police investigator on the case calls Chad a very alert young man. He and other officers are happy to see a case in which a citizen fights back against crime and wins. Jackie Renner, Channel 5, Eyewitness News.
Now, this story relates to an ABC special Peter Jennings report tonight at 9 o'clock here on Channel 5. It looks at guns in America. And then on Eyewitness News at 10, we will show you some telling statistics about violence and crime right here in the Twin Cities and how that relates to the use of firearms. That's tonight at 10.
But coming up right here at 6 o'clock, a popular attraction in Bandana Square may be on the
When they're used, who is shooting whom? Of the 4 homicides in Minneapolis so far this year, 2 involve guns. Good evening, I'm Randall Carlisle.
And I'm Angela Storr.
Dempsey, Richard Grieco, and Costas Mandalore in Mobsters. Wednesday, July 24th at the UA Pavilion Place Theater.
It's time to play with the big boys.
Pick up your free tickets while they last at the Best Buy store in Roseville, where you'll find the best prices for electronics and appliances. County Road B2 and Snelling. And see Mobsters.